side, please?
Shut up.
Stop.
Hey, I'm Liv.
My name is Trey.
I'm Allie.
I'm Lisa.
I'm Haley.
I'm Bryn. I'm Maddie.
I'm Shelby. I'm Avery.
Everywhere you look, there's a heart, a hand to hold on to. Everywhere you look, there's a face of somebody who needs you.
And this is all the shit that's happened to us.
I think every time we literally step out of wherever the pregame starts, we don't give a fuck about who sees us, who's looking at us. We don't give a fuck about any of it.
Definitely a show for sure.
It was her birthday. We went to Treehouse, which is this place. It's like a bar, whatever. So our friend orders a steak. Don't know why. It was like 12 o'clock at night.
And I guess he was like playing pool when the steak came out.
Yeah, so he wasn't there. He walked away.
Yeah, so Haley happened to be sitting at the bar, and they put the steak in front of her. I don't know, but she
Then he was lit.
started digging into it.
Dude, I had a
everyone's
video of
taking
her
bites.
feeding me the steak, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Meanwhile, she's like, I got a free steak.
Yeah. He goes up and he's like, oh, like, where's my steak? And they're like, oh, like, you know her, right? And he's like, yeah, but like, where's my steak? And she's like, oh, she ate it.
She was crying.
Because I thought he thought it was me.
Yes.
And I didn't want him to like think I was an asshole. Like, I'm not the asshole, it's her.
She's crying because Haley ate steak, and he was like pissed off. He was yelling. He was like, just because I ordered, I gave her permission to eat my steak. Like,
And she like kept denying that
That
it's
she
her.
ate the steak.
And then they go to her with the bill and she's like, no,
yeah,
I didn't eat it. I just remember I had to buy myself drinks on my birthday.
That's not true, because you're crying, and I went to the bartender, I said, give her a shot.
To this day,
That's crazy.
the story is
It's
told
just so
every
iconic, and it's not funny. Like, literally nobody's gonna laugh.
I show up with everybody at Tangra, all the girls are going out, but somehow my memory pieces itself together as there's a spotlight being put on me on the first floor at Tangra, and I'm literally ducking and weaving through the crowd because there's two bouncers straight up after me. And all of a sudden, my shoulder just gets snagged by this like 6'2" large man, and I'm like, what? Pretending I'm all innocent and shit, and he grabs me and goes, did you just steal a bottle from behind the bar? And I'm like, no. And he looks at my right hand and I have a bottle of Grey Goose. And I'm like, I don't even know how that got there. And he's like, grabs it out of my hand and he pushes me. And like, I think he's just gonna like let me go or like be like, haha, no worries. We go all the way to the back of the stairs in Tangra on the first floor. He opens up the back door and shoves me into the alley. I just start running down the alley to get out and like to the main street. As I turn the corner, I look, and not at Mama Rosa's, but there's like another pizza shop that's like way more on the end if you come out to that street. And every single one of my friends that I showed up with that night is there. And they're like, bro, we've been looking for you all night. I run over and I empty my pants, and it's probably about 30 in ones that I picked up from all around the Tangra floor that night.
Spring break, we went to Haley's condo in Del Rey, but we also went to Fort Lauderdale. We went to the beach in Fort Lauderdale, and then we went out.
You know?
Basically, so we decided to go out that night, and Maddie's friends were like, oh, we have a party bus. Do you and your friends want to come on it? So like,
We went on the party bus.
so we went on the party bus.
Got a couple bottles of champagne.
And then we get to the bars, and we all split up.
Oh, I was lost for an hour by myself.
Well, then the next day, it got really hectic because that's when, basically, like, there were, like, 4 beds and 11 of us. People just kept coming into Haley's condo with Miley, the dog. Can't forget about Miley.
the dog.
And that's when things started to take a turn for our trip.
How do we
The second night, we went to Sway, and then we all split up. Some of us went to
Me and
Sway.
Haley stayed with Corinne and Miranda at Sway. Everyone else left.
Me, Avery, and Maddie, we went to Backyard. Then I lose Avery and Maddie, and I make my way back to Sway by myself, and I see someone that looked like Bryn Robinson.
You stole a bottle.
Wait, I remember I stole the bottle and the VIP guy was like, no.
I was trying to find Trace and Liv because literally Bryn is like on a cop car and I'm like, we gotta go. And so we Uber home. You guys meet us. Meanwhile, Avery and Maddie are like coming home on the party bus. As I see like Maddie's private story, she's like laying on the couch of the party bus. Corinne was like in the grass.
Yeah, we were waiting for our Uber.
Yeah.
We took like a whole photo shoot.
Walking away. Corinne, get off the floor!
I think
We
that
did a
really
photo shoot on the side of Fort Lauderdale. We almost got kidnapped by an Uber driver.
The Uber home was so fun. We were blasting music, and then Bryn just got a second wave of revival.
I love mimosas because I feel like it's literally chaos. Haley spit her drink on the floor. She was about to throw up. We had to ask our waiter if like we could get it without pulp because he was filling up the mimosa jar literally to the top with like orange juice with pulp in it, and it was disgusting. And Allie stuck her fork in and literally stuck her fork in the jar and ate the pulp, and it was disgusting. I think about mimosas is after what we decide to do with the rest of the day. Usually we're done at like 2. We took the jars home, like the mimosa jars. We took them, we put them in our bags, and we went to Dub after, but we brought the mimosa jars with us. I think by the time we leave, usually we end pretty strong, and me and Trace decided to walk to Dub. We're stumbling down Soho, pretty embarrassing, getting honked at, all of them heads out the Uber window laughing at us.
Yeah, I did, and you're awful. Fuck you.
Tangra 3rd floor corner. You know, that's where a lot of bad things happen. So our friends, they had a table, and you know, we were like, let's just go in with them. So we're in this VIP section, and we're not allowed there. For some reason, the bouncer had it out for Allie this night. Like, just was not rocking with her. And so
Allie got 86th. 86 means like you're
banned.
never allowed there.
Yeah,
again.
like just basically
like you're
banned.
86.
She like dipped in to the VIP, and he was like, "You, out!" And she was like, "What the fuck? Why?" And he was like,
Grabbed her
"Out."
by the pony.
Grabs her by her big ass hair and just yeets her out.
Typical thing of us to do.
Everybody sneaks in as much as they possibly can. Throughout the night, 2 or 3 of us definitely get kicked out, but the mission is always get every member back in.
Sometimes with force, have to be like kicked out of the bar.
He opens up the back door and shoves me into the alley.
Because we get kicked out.
Just yeets her out.
We try to steal somebody's table or at least get in on one. Steal at least a few bottles. It's always the goal.
I remember I stole the bottle.
You stole a bottle.
Wait,
Did you just steal a bottle from behind the bar? And I'm like, no.
The mimosa jars, we took them, we put them in our bags, take a little piece of everything when we go places.
We all kind of dispersed into our own separate little corners.
And we all split up.
We all sporadically like trickled off into like random places after that.
Then I lose Avery and Maddie.
Jordan went missing and nobody could find him.
oh, I was lost for an hour by myself.
We embarrass ourselves stumbling down the street.
So I have fallen on the stairs at Tangra, and I'm not talking about a few stairs. I'm talking about full flights.
His phone, we found it in a bush.
Somebody pisses off the bartender, so somebody gets cut off.
This scar, that is the infamous Tangra scar. Bryn, how did you get this? Your guess is as good as mine.
We start to not care about anyone around us, who could see us, anything.
We definitely probably get in at least 2 or 3 arguments with random frat boys at some point.
Causing a scene, doing the absolute most.